welcome, Devil Sniper here, episode 13, season number 1, Saving Sampdoria. Just want to say a quick sorry for the audio error in episode 12. I have no idea how it occurred. Basically, I have the same project settings for literally the last, 13 episodes, including West Ham, so I have no idea how the anomaly occurred, but I don't know what to say really. So I think it's just one of those things. Unfortunately, I will be triple testing and triple rendering this video to make sure that it doesn't occur again, just in case it is something within my actual project settings that I need to pay attention to and basically change. I did do an update for the actual software, I think the day I done episode 12, so that could be it. I'll have to check that out. Anyway, guys, it is transfer time, the most important time within our season. We're going to be playing a game literally just before the transfer window. We're also going to be able to see a squad report today, which I'm looking really forward to see how the boys are actually doing. But we have a really tough game. We're going away to Legia Warsaw, and as you can see, we're putting out a pretty decent side. We're really going for it. We've got Eder up front, we've got Lopez, we've got Dennis the Menace playing in cam, we've got Clayton on the left wing, Marcelo on the right, and our boy Poli and Pedro both playing CDM. These two guys together are absolutely unstoppable. Both very classy players, pass the ball around very majestically, and look at that table. We really are in with a shout. We're really putting pressure on those top 7 sides. A great result against Galatasaray obviously giving us a lot of food for thought that we are progressing in the right manner and the right fashion. But early doors we nearly concede, but for once decent defending and a huge save there by Sergio. I have no idea how he got a foot on that, but he did, and as you can see, we really were under the cosh to begin with. Absolutely under the cosh. Bit of a sloppy free kick there to give away. I feel the referee was fractionally harsh. I didn't really feel it was a free kick. I think it was a 50-50 chance. Thankfully, they stuck the ball well and truly over the top, which was quite reassuring for us, but we were up against it the whole game. Again, another huge tackle. It was literally attack after attack after attack. We got our boy Maxi Lopez down the left-hand side, trying to get him to do some work. Been working on the crosses, but he feeds it back inside, gives the ball away really badly, comes to Clayton, he goes for the shot, it's blocked, comes to Dennis the Menace, and he can't do nothing with it. And that was literally the best opportunity we managed to create in the first 40 minutes, which is really depressing. Just before half-time, Lopez, in a frustrated manner, strikes the ball and it just goes wide with his left foot. So 0-0 at half-time. And after the absolutely elegant victory against Galatasaray, to be 0-0 against Legia Warsaw, I was really gutted. And again, another sloppy free kick gifted to the opposition. We really have got to work on our tackling. It's something I'm not really happy with at this moment in time. We're not playing the graceful football that we should be playing, and we get away with it again. I mean, that was a free header. He had time to chest it and volley it. You know, he had time to actually place his header and get some power behind it, but thankfully he didn't. Sergio done a manful job and saved the day. And I decided it was time to mix it up and get some fresh legs on. So I put on Ed Gasali purely because I felt that they were open to the counter-attack, and we could utilise his pace because he has magnificent acceleration and pace. But Eder turning his defender as if he doesn't even exist and slamming the ball home after 72 minutes was fantastic. Great play by Max Clayton. You notice with Max Clayton that even though you put him on left midfield, he will drift into the centre of the park like he did to create that goal. And Eder just rolled his defender as if he wasn't even there, which was fantastic. And this is what we're talking about on a counter-attack. Sarli getting on the way on the right-hand side. All he has to do is just gently chip it back, and he puts it behind the man, which ruins the attack. Clayton picks the ball up, he gives it to Eder. Eder just feeds it into Pedro, and Pedro slammed it into the top corner after 90 minutes to give us that reassuring victory. A 2-0 victory and a much needed 3 points. We need these 3 points more than ever. We really now have got to start making our charge. We're going to be hitting January right now, because this is the January squad report. So we are hitting January. We have really got to step up our game and absolutely go hell for leather and try and get into the playoff positions. I feel the playoff positions are probably realistic. I don't feel we can damage the top 3, though. I do feel perhaps if they stumble, there might be an outside, but we'd have to put one hell of a run together. I think we'd all be satisfied if we made the playoffs. I think the playoffs is the target. I don't think we should worry about getting automatic promotion. As much as it would be wonderful, I think we should just concentrate on literally the playoffs and get into the playoffs, gives ourselves an opportunity to go up at the first attempt, the first time of asking into Superliga 1, which will be absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward, hopefully, to getting into Superliga 1. But we, as you know, it's January the 1st, so we have transfers to do. And I've been thinking about what sort of players I want to bring into the club. Now, I definitely want to be looking to bring in a centre-back. 100%, I need to be bringing in a centre-back. There's a few centre-backs that I'm really interested in. As you see with Poulsen, look, he's a left-back. His work rates, oh my days, they just annoy me. He would be perfect if he could play left midfield. I know it says left-back, but you know, you could probably get away with putting him in midfield. He probably wouldn't grow brilliantly, but his work rates are suited to a left winger. Absolutely brilliant, not a left-back. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I've got a few ideas of who I want to bring in, and now we're going to play Racing Club. And all I'm going to say about this game is goals galore. Oh my days, absolutely goals galore. I feel that Racing Club are pretty much our arch nemesis. They are a team that we don't seem to be doing particularly well against. As you know, we had a draw in the cup. They knocked us out of the cup in the replay. The first league game, they destroyed us pretty much. They're really frustrating to play against, absolutely frustrating to play against. But we get off to a really good start. Lovely play through the middle. He goes for the pass. I'm not sure who he was thinking about passing that ball to, because it wouldn't have gone to anybody. But the ball ricocheted back to him, and he slotted it home with his left foot after 4 minutes. And I was thinking, yes, excellent. Just chill now. Just calm down. Play some sensible football. Get the 3 points in the bag. But no, Racing Club had other ideas, and especially Gabs with a 9th minute header. Oh, that is really hard to swallow. He's such a fantastic player. Probably one of my favourite career mode players, just because he's underrated and such a tank. Gotta say, I felt that the Racing Club player took an absolute dive there. Our boy didn't touch him. That's just one of the worst refereeing decisions I think I've ever seen in my entire life. He took a dive. He should have been booked for it. But no, he got away with it. He steps up to take the penalty. Would he slot it home? Yes, he would, and with some absolutely magnificent power. He really slammed that into that top corner after 16 minutes to make it 2-1. So inside 16 minutes, 3 goals already. But were we done? Were we heckers like? Look at the way we're counter-attacking against them. They are starting to get numbers back. We slip the ball out to our boy, Dil Silvestri, who plays right back, but he's brilliant at right midfield, trying to do some work, has a little bit of skill there to beat the defender, feeds it back into the middle. It comes to Vilhena, and Vilhena slams the ball home after 35 minutes to make it 2-2. And well deserved, to be honest. We were playing some good football, but Vilhena, I have to say, playing with Vilhena feels like you're cheating. His first touch is just impeccable. As you saw with that goal, his first touch got the ball out of his feet. His second touch was to slam it straight into the back of the net. He really is a unbelievably cultured player. And speaking of cultured, look at that ball over the top. Absolutely magnificent. 50 minutes gone and we're trailing 3-2. And I've got to say, that ball was just absolutely sensational. Split our defence, and that's where we need to bring in a centre-back, because I feel we're a little bit left open there. But we'll have to see what happens. Icardi knocks it back into Vilhena, and Vilhena slammed it into the bottom corner after 58 minutes to make it 3-3. And again, his first touch is just unbelievable. I mean, Icardi ball was absolutely brilliant. In fact, Icardi's ball was meant for Dil Silvestri on the right hand side. As you'll see here, he sees a run of Dil Silvestri. That's where the ball was supposed to be going, but Vilhena takes it with his right foot, puts it onto his left foot, which is his stronger foot. He has 5-star weak foot, which is just ridiculous. He slammed the ball home like a god, but in the 74th minute, the man who started the scoring finishes the scoring. Gabs, what a little git. The full-time whistle went, and unfortunately, we lost 4-3 to Racing Club, and they definitely are our arch nemesis. So not the greatest run of games there. You know, we've done so well against Galatasaray. We've done so well, but to slip up there was really annoying. As you can see, the board come to us. Basically, the board, God bless them. As you know, we're in financial strife. They went to the bank and said, look, we've increased the gates at the club. We're now getting an average gate of 23,000 per week. Can we have a loan? The bank turned around and said, yes, you can have a loan, and they audaciously gave us 3.6 million. So we have a transfer budget of 3.7 million. We have a wage budget of £20,000 per week. So I went straight into the database and had a look at the free agents to see if anyone jumped out at me and said and screamed, I want to play for Sampdoria. Now, there's a few people who recommended Pucky. Now, I've used him on the Ultimate Team, and I've got to say, this is probably one of the reasons why I went to approach to buy him, because he is pretty damn awesome. Really, really nice looking player. Some good stats, very solid, good work rates, and looks like he can do the business. So we're going to put a little bit of an attempt in, hopefully try and get him on the cheap, because I'm a little bit in two minds, because having 3.7 million, I don't want to spend it all. And I do have other players in mind, and I'll also be interested in what sort of players you guys will recommend. Essentially, we are looking for a centre-back. As you can see, the centre-back that I'm currently looking at is Dragovic, who's impressed, actually. I've been watching him over the last few weeks playing for Basel. I've got to say, he's really, really impressed me. I mean, he's a really, really talented player. I've got to say, as a centre-back, he's, I did again saying that. Basel at this moment in time playing some really nice football anyway, so he was in the forefront of my thinking, and obviously because Rossini did not want to sign a new contract and wanted to basically sod off, I thought we could use him in a sort of transfer swap. As you can see, they came back and said, we want 3 million for Pucky. And I thought to myself, you know what, that's actually quite a lot of money, and I'm not 100% sure if he is the right person to bring in the team, because I have other people in mind, and as I say, I'll be interested to see what other players you have in mind as well. And as you can see with Dragovic, they came back and said, we want additional 1.4 million, which to me is a huge amount of money, because Rossini is a very, very good player, and I feel he's worth a few quid. I mean, all of a sudden, I read in the newspaper, Rossini signs a new contract at Sampdoria. This is news to me. This is news to me. This is brilliant news, but it's still news to me. I haven't had his text message. I haven't spoken to him in the last few days, so I can't confirm nor deny if this media speculation is actually true. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. As you can see, we get a transfer offer in, and it's SC Freiburg, or Freiburg, and they offer 1.7 million for our 29-year-old defender, and I've got to say, I want 2. If they give us 2, which they do, I'm quite happy to let him go. So we should see roughly 1.7 million from that coming into our bank account, which is fantastic. Give us a little bit more money to play with, and we're going to go back in for Dragovic, but we're going to swap the player up. We're going to try someone different. Obviously, I can't offer the Daniele, who we've just sold for £2 million, and I'm not quite sure who we're going to offer or how we're going to offer, but we're going to do something, because I like the look of Dragovic. There is another centre-back in my mind. I will tell you who he is, or actually I won't tell you who he is, but I will give you his name, his last name, and his nickname. His last name is Clark, and his nickname for the career is going to be Clarky. He's a very good looking centre back, and someone who was recommended to me in my West Ham career mode. I never got round to signing because I signed Kolka, which I don't regret, because I love Kolka. He's fantastic. I'm going to use Poulsen purely because I don't like his work rates, and he's not going to play for me, to be honest, unless we're absolutely desperate. So we're going to try Poulsen plus 3.4. As you can see, we got the 1.7 million. I hope you enjoyed this episode, because it's a little bit longer than normal, and I'll catch you later.
So it's more like a nightmare.